Hey everyone, we're going to bring you a quick update on the economic injury disaster loans that are being offered by the SBA. We will be doing a separate video covering the payroll protection program. That's not what we're talking about here. This is specifically pertaining to what you have to apply for in order to possibly get a government grant. We just had a lot of new information come out about these grants, so we're going to be including that in this video as well in terms of how you apply as well as who's supposed to be getting the money. This week the SBA published some new guidelines on the $10,000 quote-unquote advance that's supposed to be being given out along with the application for the economic injury disaster loans. These are the loans that were brought into existence by the recent CARES Act that was passed by the government. So this is the same bill that gave us the stimulus checks that everyone's getting right now. So in the original bill, anyone applying for an economic injury disaster loan through the SBA was supposed to be eligible to also get up to a $10,000 advance. Now this is what we originally thought. It was an advance of $10,000. That $10,000 advance was forgivable, even if you were turned down for an actual SBA loan from this application. You're supposed to be able to keep that money. See, originally what they thought was within 3 days of someone applying, the SBA had to release this $10,000 into their account, regardless of the status of their application. Now, it's been a little over a week since this became available to apply for. And in that time, few if any people have actually gotten that $10,000 grant, and additionally, few if any have gotten it within the 3 days. So here's the latest information that we have from the SBA as far as this goes. The amount of the grant you're actually going to receive is now going to be based off of the number of employees the company has. So the $10,000 grant is going to be broken up as $1,000 per employee up to $10,000 for 10 employees. Originally when this came out, a lot of contractors thought they were going to apply for this and just get 10 grand right off. Now, the way the legislation is made is a little bit different from these guidelines that have come out from the SBA, and there has been some controversy around that. But this is what they're doing, and the fact of the matter is they have limited funding to begin with, so they can't just go around handing out $10,000 to the millions of people who have just applied for these, because there's just not enough money for that. So in order to apply for one of these economic injury disaster loans, you would go to the link that I'm going to provide below this video. They actually introduced a streamlined process when they actually introduced a streamlined process along with the CARES Act that people are able to use. So a lot of the forms you used to have to fill out before are now not necessary if you go to this link and fill out the streamlined form online. That being said, if this is something you're considering applying for, just like I've said before, the SBA is getting bogged down with applications. So if you want to have a shot at getting a loan or one of these grants in any amount, it's best to do the application sooner rather than later. So I'm going to provide that link below this video. There's also been a lot of questions as to who can apply for this. As far as who can apply for this goes, technically anyone can. Sole proprietors, companies, corporations, LLCs, independent contractors, all of them are able to apply through this streamlined system. When you go to this page, it's actually going to have a series of check boxes that you're going to do right at the very beginning to determine your eligibility. So look at each line item individually, make sure that thing does or does not apply to you, and check the appropriate box. We're finding that most people who apply, regardless of what industry they're in, can apply for this. There are some exceptions for specific businesses, and you'll see that on the form. Now remember, this specifically pertains to the economic injury disaster loan portion of this CARES Act. Now, the other common question that I want to make sure I answer in this video that we've been getting a lot is, if you already applied for an SBA loan before the streamlined application became available, do you still need to apply for this streamlined application in order to be eligible for the grant money? The answer to that is yes. If you want to be able to acquire one of these up to $10,000 grants as an advance for your economic injury disaster loan, you do have to reapply through the streamlined system. Again, that will be found in a link below this video. If you want to get the latest updates from us, make sure you're subscribing to our emails as well as our YouTube page and joining our Facebook group. I'll see you in the next video with additional updates.